people can see how much you've changed. All right. And I'm going to say something, and it might not make sense to some people, but like, I feel like even people that may not know you, they still feel like you've changed. Or like what they expect you to be like, or how they expected you to be off of their own, impression of you, is not actually who you are to be. So, like, say if someone, their first impression without even having a conversation with you, they're like, oh, excuse me, confirmation. They're like, oh, you give me intimidation, or you give me, you know, don't play around with you. And then it's like they have a conversation with you finally and actually meet you and do a real first impression. And they feel like there's a change in their response. Like now they want to say something different. Now they want to say, oh, when I first saw you, I thought you were this way. But when I actually met you and got to know what your name was, I realized that you were actually different than what I thought that you were. Like imagine if someone feels like you're just not approachable. I don't know. And you want to know what's crazy is everybody has their own way of looking at people. And people categorize people all the time. People don't want to admit it at times, but people categorize people all the time. So like someone will see you wearing some glasses and they just categorize you with the nerds. You get what I'm saying? And then you go and they actually meet you and you having a conversation. They like, oh, you cool as hell. I thought you was just going to be, and it's like, damn, you misjudged me. Okay. So this is basically people who are misjudging you, or people who have misjudged you, are like realizing that it was a misjudge and you're not how they thought that you would be. You get what I'm saying? Like you're actually way more down to earth, but you're still very like approachable. You're still very kind. You still, you have jokes for days. You know how to catch a joke and receive a joke. You laugh at people's jokes. It's like somebody here misjudged you, but they quickly changed it up. That's why I said that it was going to be weird the way that I said it, because it's like people that you don't really know, and then you get to know them, and then they quickly change up how they thought that you were. So like, I hope that you all understand what I'm saying. Like you can be starting a new job somewhere. For some of you, you starting a new job, and as you're walking up to the other, your fellow coworkers or whatever, like didn't even say anything to them, nothing like that. You're just off the walk up. People are judging you just off of your walk up. So now you walking up, or whatever, you walking up, you started a new job, and then later, maybe like 30 minutes to an hour in, or even after the shift, someone tells you like, yo, I thought you were going to be this way, but you is this, like a totally different outlook. It's very much a misjudge. That's basically what it is. It's like somebody putting you in a specific category before they actually got to know you. All right. Someone could have thought like, maybe they never saw you before and you're working at a job here. I'm trying to give y'all different examples. I think I got like 3 more. So say you're working at a job or with someone and maybe you never saw them before, or maybe, something like that. This is your first time working with this person. And maybe they misjudge you and think that you're new, or you may not know what you're doing and you may need help with something. So then they off rip try, like kind of misjudge you, and is like telling you things and trying to direct you, and you're like, then later when they stop telling you what to do, they notice that you already knew what to do. And then later on, or even not even so much later on, but then they approach you and they say, oh, my bad, you really know what you're doing here. I didn't know, I thought this. And it's almost like somebody is going to tell you like, oh, I thought this, or, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Like, it's like someone, it could be because of the humility that you have, the humbleness that is in you. So because you're humble, people may think like, you may be a bit slower. You may not understand things or comprehend things well, or you may not be as fast paced, or you can be like the only man in like a women's business, and people feel like, oh, you're a man, you can't really succeed in this, or you can be the only woman in the man's business, and people is like, oh, you're a woman, you ain't strong, or you can't handle this is a man's job. And it's like you come in and you're killing it, and then it's going to be a man on the job that's like, oh shit, like my bad, like, respect to you. You get what I'm saying? It's almost like this is definitely workplace, okay, situations. This is not no love situation. This is definitely workplace where like people in the workplace are, having respect for you and just seeing how much you do know what you are doing. You know what I'm saying? But because of your humble nature, you may come off like you're not a know-it-all. You know what I'm saying? You may just come off like, standing to the side. You don't have to do too much. You're not asking for attention. People may just give it to you. Like you're not asking for, say at your job, like you're not asking for specific positions, but if your boss say, hey, can you handle this, you're going to accept the challenge. It's like one of those. But you're not in the spotlight always trying to be picked. You're not a pick me. So people may misjudge you because you may be more to yourself. Unless you know people, then you speak to people when you actually get to know them, or when y'all introduce yourselves correct or whatever. You have a conversation with people. You could be a whole people person. Like you could be super, super good at your job. It's just something about someone in particular that is going to really see you, and some things about you are going to stand out. And I feel like off the initial meetup, like when this person first sees you and approaches you, they may start to misjudge you and have all these, different things and opinions about who you are, how you're going to be, if you're the right person for this position or this job or whatever like that. Listen, take this only if it resonates. This may not be for everyone. Okay. I do not pick up on everyone's energy. I shouldn't. I'm not supposed to. All right. So it may not be you today. It may be you tomorrow, or it may not be you ever. All right. It depends. But, I do pick up on specific type of energy over here. Okay. Just had to throw that disclaimer out there. All right. Boo. Now, anywho, you're at your job. You're so good at it. It's things that God done made you good at. You get what I'm saying? It's like this job that you're doing. You could be working at a desk. You could be a teacher. You could be a damn firefighter or a police officer, right? And catch what I'm about to say here. It's like these people can train you and teach you what to do because it's easy. It's not rocket science. You get what I'm saying? Unless you're an engineer, whatever, cool. You get me? You went to school, you're knowledgeable in this or whatever. You did the proper training. You know exactly what you're doing. So when people give you the training for this, it's easy for you to figure it out, right? This is who this message is for. This is who I'm speaking to. What people are starting to realize is that even if you haven't been at this job for a while, this is another thing that this person may say to you is, oh, how long you been been with the company? I never saw you here. Maybe somebody is about to work on your floor that you never saw before, but they've been there for a while. You know what I'm saying? So they might, be misjudging you because they don't know you, but they are OG there. You get what I'm saying? So it could be that type of situation. But basically, what was I saying, y'all? Hold on, let me catch it. So basically, you can have a boss or whoever, a coworker that's teaching you, what it is that you have to do at the job, what your responsibilities are, blah, 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 blah. What people are realizing is that one, you may not even have been in this position for a while, right? They may have been, working at this job longer than you, more years than you. You know what I'm saying? This could be something that you're just coming into, or this is something that you're already skilled at, but maybe it's a new company, a new job, a new city, a new state, all right? Something like that. And this person, or not even just this person, but people realize that, like, you're new at this shit and you're still a beast at it. Like, and people are realizing that it's not even the training, because y'all all went through the same training. You all go through the same interviewing process. You know what I'm saying? It's just in you. People are seeing that you just have that ooh rah rah. All right? Y'all know what that ooh rah rah is. That's something that only God can give you. Okay? People see that you're a hard worker. People see that you are reliable. You're dependable. You get shit done. From the beginning of the day, how they misjudge you towards the end of the shift. This is somebody that's blown away by your performance. This is someone that is going to admire your performance. This is someone that is going to tell you about this and say, like, if you guys have that open and honest conversation about just random shit, and this is somebody that feels comfortable with you, they may actually tell you this, like, yo, when I first met you, I didn't really know, but you did this, they may say whatever they're going to say. I don't know the specifics, because this is not just a specific message for someone. This is an overall general message. So it's almost like if that's your fish, catch that fish. If it ain't your fish, let it swim on by. If that's your airplane, you need to be at that gate getting on that motherfucking airplane. If it ain't your airplane, you ain't finna be waving in the sky trying to catch an airplane that flew all by. You get what I'm saying? Let it go to the next person, okay? The people that it's for is already on that plane, baby. You outside the airplane. You can't even get in because it ain't for you, all right? I just want people to know that. With any message that you ever hear of me, sometimes it may not be your message. It's okay if you listen to it. I'm not telling you not to listen to it. No, you can listen to it. You may hear some things that, who knows, may help you, whatever. Listen to the messages, but just be discerning when it comes to, is this my actual story? Is this something that I'm going through? Sometimes you could keep it in the back of your mind, and maybe for the future, it may come up. And then you remember, like, oh, Miss Stone told me this. Oh, Miss Stone was talking about something like this. You know what I'm saying? But you really take everybody, I don't care, not just me, take everybody that you may be listening to with a grain of salt. Take it back to the Father, pray about it, meditate on what we're saying, pray as, meditate on it as you're listening. When we're speaking and saying things, pause the video, talk to God, talk to yourself, figure it out, see how this may apply. You know what I'm saying? Like, really do the work, if you really feel like you're on this spiritual journey with the collective. Because if you really are, then messages will resonate with you. If you really are on this spiritual journey, high vibing, my messages, some of them definitely will resonate with you, and others on YouTube, I'm sure. Because I'm sure there's some more other high vibing messengers. I'm not the only messenger for God. I'm really not. I might do things my own way. I might speak about things differently than others do. You know what I'm saying? But I know I ain't the only messenger for God. There's too many damn people on this earth for me to be the only one. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, always think about it. Don't just start yapping your gums in the comments like this ain't for me. And da-da-da-da. Baby, you don't have to comment ever that a message is not for you. Ever. Like, you can literally be Casper. Like, you literally do not have to say a damn thing. It's so easy to just not say anything. Like, I just dropped a message, I think, about someone with a child, right? If you know you ain't got no damn children and you're not interested in that message and you feel like you don't want to hear shit about it, then don't listen. But if you have a child and you being drawn towards it, then go click on it. Or if you still is healing your inner child, or if you're able to look back on your life as a child, maybe you do want to hear that message, because I was talking about things that people as adults, yeah, you may agree with the things that I was speaking about when it comes to raising children and stuff like that. So you still might want to listen to it. I feel like if you found a messenger for God that you really do like, you should stay up to date with all the messages, but just know that it may not be your specific story. Maybe you're just reading or listening to everybody's story. You're hearing all the books of the Bible. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, so this is kind of cool. I love when somebody is proven wrong without you even trying to prove anything, because you didn't come in this situation trying to prove to this person. This person just felt like they wanted to judge you just off of who you are. And again, I know in the beginning I said they may think that you're intimidating or something, but what it is it's the light that's in you. So when you arrive in places, I'm talking to my confident people. I'm talking to my people that know that they have the light of God in them, and they don't dim that for anyone. So when you're walking in a room, you walking in like God sent you there. You looking the part. You're smelling the part. Okay? Your confidence. You're serious. You're ready to work. You're showing up. So people are going to think all types of things like, oh, don't play around with them. Oh, this person a little intimidated. Oh, they hard working. Oh, like it was kind of that vibe. You know what I'm saying? Where this person might say like, oh yeah, I just knew I bitch can't play with you, or you just came in sharp, or you got everything together. Like I could tell you don't play. Look at how you got yourself together. This is something that this person may say. They may say it like that. It's definitely going to be in like a joking way because again, this is somebody that actually admires and like you, and they like working with you. This ain't no hater. Throughout the whole shift, this is somebody that you're going to be working with, somebody that you can call, somebody you can email. This is like, they're going to be a good team player with you. It's just that they may tell you, at the end of it, when you guys are talking or whatever, when y'all have one-on-one time, when you're done with work, they may tell you, when I first met you, I thought da-da-da-da, but I'm seeing da-da-da-da. That's basically what this message is that someone is going to have this assumption of who you are. And then when they finally get to see who you are in the flesh, they're going to tell you how amazing you are. And it's like you didn't even know that this person thought that initial thought to begin with. So at the end, when they telling you this, you may be like, oh wow. It just shows you that people do watch, people are listening, people do size people up, people do judge, people do categorize people, like they really do. As soon as someone sees somebody, they're already putting them in categories and putting them in boxes and labeling them as this and this and this. And it's amazing and it's crazy to me at the same time. It's because like human beings are so freaking different. Like we're not just all ducks. You can't say, oh, that's a geese, put it here. Oh, these are chickens. These are roosters. These are lions. These are jaguars. That's not how God made human beings to be. Like we have some things in common that we may be able to put ourselves in individual groups. But really the only thing that we should be grouping separately is male or female. That's about it. Nothing about our color, our race, our ethnicity. It's really about, is it a male, a man with a cock, or is it a woman with a vagina? That's it. That's the only two separations that we need, So, but we're humans. And this is how people like to do. You got glasses on, you already a nerd. That's the only one I can really think of. I'm trying to think of some other things that they used to have, different groups that they had in high school. I don't know, because I was kind of the mixture of both. I knew all the popular kids, but I knew the nerds as well. But I was class president, so I had to know everybody. But I've always been I talk to everybody. I talk to the janitors at my school. I know all the janitors. I know all the security guards, and I knew the principal, the vice principal. I knew the secretaries. Listen, I treated everybody with respect. You get me? So, different people look at things differently, but there are some people that will be quick to just put people in certain categories, maybe because they've been working all their life to be inside of a category. I never fit into a category. So people ask me like, oh, what group were you in? Who did you hang with? Bitch, I hung with everybody. I had me some African friends. I had some nerd friends because I had some nerd classes my damn self. I ain't no stupid girl now. Okay. But then I had some popular friends because I'm still a cool girl, but so I never just was in some type of category. But people that try to throw you in a box is because they've always been working all their life to maintain a box or get into some type of box or category, to fit in or feel like they belong on earth. Me, I never felt like I needed to go into any type of box. I knew that I belonged because God made me. I knew that I belonged because I was different. So I knew that I was something that the world needed just because of how different I was. If I seen that everybody was mean and I was the only kind-hearted person, I knew that I was needed here or I belonged here just because of that. Obviously, y'all needed me. All y'all motherfuckers is mean. Or if I'm seeing that my family is in poverty, every last one is in poverty, obviously, y'all needed me to bring some wealth into this bloodline. You get what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. I just learned how to change the perspective of things to make things work for my life. Okay. But yeah, the only separation humans need is whether that's a male or female. That's it. But anywho, yeah, someone is being shocked by your amazing, work ethic, and they might have misjudged you when they first met you, but they gonna clear that up and they gonna let you know. You know what I'm saying? They gonna really kick it with you, and you gonna really respect and like this person as well. They're a cool vibe. They just, unfortunately, they're one of those type of people that just categorize people, and it's okay, because some of you listening to me, y'all probably do the same damn thing. You probably categorize people. You're like, oh, they play sports. These are the sports boys, basketball boys, football boys. These are the boys that do skateboarding. These are the white kids over here. These are the Indians that hang out over here. These are the black kids. These are the white kids. Y'all probably do that. Me, I don't do that. I honestly, I'm looking for the righteous kids. So maybe I do put people in categories, but not based off of shit that people do in the world. I'm looking more, I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're on a skateboard. I don't care if you're in a science club. I don't care if you're in a math club. I don't care where you at, what you doing. I care if you got a good heart. You got a good heart. You funny. You pay attention to detail. You know how to vibe and go with the flow of what's in front of you and stuff like that. I could vibe with you. I don't care what group you part of. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not finna join your group just to vibe with you. That people with good vibes, they won't even try to make you join their group just to vibe with them. That no. No, I don't have to join you for you to even be nice to me too. But listen, people is crazy, child. These groups and stuff, these people, child, they getting out of hand on Earth, child. But anywho, y'all, that's the message. I'm going to end it right here. I did not think that I was going to be talking all along like this on this one. I really didn't think so. But I love you all, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Bye.